Greetings, you pouncing shore sharks. I hope you're doing well. My name is Graham. Welcome to the Crack-A-Pack here on LRRMTG, where today we have a very unique thing to open. It's a pack of Ikoria and two other packs of Ikoria. Now, it doesn't look it because they're sort of open, but also restrained by these pieces of paper that say things like Draft 2, Seat 8. I would suspect most of you watching at home don't actually know what this is for. So before I open these, I'll explain a little bit. If you are at a Magic event, like a Magic Fest or a Magic Con or things like that, and you're playing in, the main event, I would have known these as the Grand Prix events, and you make it to the second round of something, traditionally day 2, and you get to draft, the judges have opened all of the boosters, stamped all of the cards with a funky little stamp, and then repackaged them for tournament integrity, basically, so that they can look at all the deck lists that people put together from the draft, and they know that there's a certain number of each card within a given pod, and they know that people cannot sort of, sneak other cards into their decks. You may have only interacted with this at events like Magic Fest when you hear it sounds very stressful. I've only done it once, and it's a lot. But you might hear the judges over the loudspeaker doing things like,
Draft. Lay down 10 cards to your left. Pass your packs. Pick up 10 cards to your right. You have 15 seconds.
And it's very, it's a lot. But that's what this is. Now, why do we have it? Because this was given to us anonymously, for obvious reasons, and it was prepared for a Grand Prix of Ikoria that never happened because the pandemic. Ikoria came out in April 2020, and so they had all this ready to go. And the event never happened, and so they just have these sitting around, and so now we have it. So now I'm going to open it, because why not? We'll pretend I'm in a day 2 draft. Maybe James can do the yelling on the microphone.
Don't. It's too much.
Because it is 3 packs, I'm going to sort of gloss past the commons and uncommons. But so this keeps the boosters together, and then there they are, A8, B8, and C8, because this is Seat 8 of Draft 2. So I guess we'll start with Pack A. Helica Glider, Frost Lynx, Ferocious Tigerilla, Blitz Leech, Adventurous Impulse, Memory Leak, Essence Scatter, Greater Sandworm, Pacifism, Blister Split Gremlin are the commons. Now we're into the uncommons. I can't actually make out what the stamp on this one is. I did one where there's been like a starfish or like a little like a firework or a mushroom. They're just like random craft stamps, because the idea being that you would never be able to predict what the stamp is going to be and stamp your own thing. This looks like I could not tell you. That looks like they've rubbed off a little bit. Maybe a little flag? I'm not entirely sure what this is. Anyway, the card in our uncommons is Jubilant Skybonder. It's 1 and 2 white-blue hybrid mana for a 2/2 human wizard with flying. Creatures you control with flying have spells your opponents cast that target this creature cost 2 more to cast. All right. Void Beckoner, 6 black for an 8/8 nightmare horror with death touch. And it has cycling for 2 and a black. When you cycle Void Beckoner, put a death touch counter on target creature you control. So you could cycle it so that something would surprise kill one of your opponent's creatures, and then later you can reanimate it. It's honestly, Void Beckoner's pretty cool. Ooh, Showcase Lore Dracus. 1 blue-red for a 2/3 lizard beast with Mutate for 2 hybrid blue-red mana. Whenever this creature mutates, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. I gotta say, I do love the comic book style Showcase artwork from Ikoria. I've seen so little of it in paper. And our rare is Labyrinth Raptor. Black-red for a 2/2 Nightmare Dinosaur with Menace. Whenever a creature you're controlling with Menace becomes blocked, defending player sacrifices a creature blocking it. And for black-red creatures you control with Menace get +1/+0 until end of turn. And then finally there's a mountain. So, gosh, it's been so long since I drafted Ikoria. If I'm sitting down at a day 2 draft, what am I first picking out of this? Labyrinth Raptor can be very powerful, but that's awkward to start off putting yourself into red-black. This may sound weird. It's either the Pacifism, because Pacifism just always tends to be useful, the Void Beckoner, or the Lore Dracus, because the card itself is blue-red, but you can mutate for blue-blue or red-red, so it can go in a couple different directions. So I think Lore Dracus might be the safest powerful pick, but I would love to know your thoughts as I move on to Pack B. And you have to imagine that you're being that the very, very loud speaker is telling you,
Draft. Lay out 15 cards.
This stamp seems to have, I wonder if it's just, if these have dissipated over time, because they seem to have, this one's an Easter egg. I recognize this one. I've actually seen this stamp before. I'll try to find a card with a good image on it. But yeah, this is, maybe they've just rubbed by being held. I don't know. Spontaneous Flight, Wingfold Terran, Tentative Connection, Sudden Spinnerets, Cavern Whisperer, that one's annoying, Mysterious Egg, Corpse Churn, Flycatcher Giraffid, another Pacifism, Bitter Split Gremlin are the commons. Into uncommons with Charge of the Forever Beast. 2 and a green for a sorcery. As an additional cost, reveal a creature card from your hand. Charge of the Forever Beast deals damage to target creature or planeswalker equal to the revealed card's power. Interesting punch effect. Ooh, Ominous Seas. 1 and a blue for an enchantment. Whenever you draw a card, put a Foreshadow counter on Ominous Seas. Remove 8 Foreshadow counters. Create an 8/8 blue Kraken creature token. Also, it has cycling for 2. Notice what it doesn't have is the words, and sacrifice Ominous Seas. So you can build up Foreshadow tokens and blow them off to make an 8/8, and then keep building up more counters. So that's cool. Ooh, Auspicious Starix. 4 and a green for a 6/6 Elk Beast. It's got Mutate for 5 and a green. Whenever this creature mutates, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile X permanent cards, where X is the number of times this creature has mutated. Put those permanent cards onto the battlefield. Auspicious Starix is a messed up card. It's super powerful. A reminder, mutate is you pay the mutate cost, and you can put this creature, it's almost like an aura, but not really. You mutate it onto a non-human creature you control, and then the creature gets the power and toughness that that you nominate. You get to decide, but also like all the rules text of all the cards that are in this like mutate stack. I'm glad that I did most of my Ikoria playing on Arena because it handled most of that. And our rare from this pack is Voracious Great Shark. 3 blue for a 5/4 shark with flash. And when it enters the battlefield, counter target artifact or creature spell. And our land from this pack is a Swiftwater Cliffs. So I don't know how pack 1 went. But pack 2, the Great Shark is very good. The Auspicious Starix is very powerful. I don't think there's anything that I've seen in our pack 1 pack that tells me that we would be in an Ominous Seas deck. There's another Pacifism. I think it's the Shark or the Starix. I really couldn't tell you. It's tough to put myself, in the headspace of I've been through an entire pack 1 of a draft, but in a vacuum from that pack, it's either Great Shark or Starix, and I really don't know which it is. On to pack C8. Startling Development, Forbidden Friendship, Solid Footing, Frostlinks, Bushmeat Poacher, Adventurous Impulse, Springjaw Trap, Excavation Mole, and Boot Nipper and Anticipate are our commons. Our stamp this time is a little star. It shows up best on Excavation Mole and Springjaw Trap. You can sort of see it a little bit. Our uncommons begin with Swallow Whole. Single white mana for a sorcery. As an additional cost to cast the spell, tap an untapped creature you control. Exile target tapped creature, put a +1/+1 counter on the creature tapped to pay this spell's additional cost. So you're literally saying, this creature is eating your creature. Nom. Savai Thundermane. Red-white for a 3/2 elemental cat. Whenever you cycle a card, you may pay 2. When you do, Savai Thundermane deals 2 damage to target creature and you gain 2 life. It's not the Helix, but this is a very cool cycling card. Blitz of the Thunder Raptor, 1 and a red for an instant. It deals damage equal to target creature or planeswalker equal to the number of instant and sorcery cards in your graveyard. If that creature or planeswalker would die this turn, exile it instead. Kind of interesting. And our third rare is Sky Cat Sovereign. White-blue for a 1/1 flying elemental cat. It gets +1/+1 for each other creature you control with flying. And for 2 white-blue, you make a 1/1 flying cat bird token. And our land is the Blossoming Sands. Okay, looking at that one in a vacuum, if that was pack 1, I think you could take Skycat Sovereign. I don't think Savai Thundermane is the red-white cycling payoff you want, because it's the whatever it was called. It's not Lightning Helix, but it's the, like, you know, the big cycling burn spell that just kills people. The Blitz the Thunder Raptor's okay. If that was my first pack, I would probably just take Skycat Sovereign because it's pretty powerful. If we assume, let me see, so Lord Dracus, and I'm going to wheel probably, I don't know, Essence Scatter, maybe Frostlinks. Hopefully not the Tigerilla. Pack 2, we're still like blue-red. I'm taking Great Shark. I'm getting back the Wingfold Terran, maybe Swiftwater Cliffs. Pack 3, am I first picking Frostlinks, Anticipate out of that pack if I'm in blue-red? Or do I just take Skycat Sovereign anyway and hope to get the fixing for it? Tricky. I don't know. How would you figure this out? Any of you ever made it to day 2 draft of a GP? It's wild. Anyway, this has been fascinating. Just a neat artifact. It's like, yeah, this was all ready for a Grand Prix that never happened. What a strange thing. So thank you to the person who sent this our way. What a fun thing. So as to value, I mean, obviously you can't buy, this unless you make day 2 of an event, but you could just buy 3 packs of Ikoria, and I wouldn't, because this is just under $3.50 for all 3. But hey, it's about the experience, which I don't know, I found fun. I just think it's what a bizarre artifact to get to interact with. So yeah. All right, that's going to do it. If you want to share a pack with us to open on Crack a Pack, you can do that by mail or in person, as this person did, to the address on your screen. Sort of intersected a weird digression in the middle of that sentence, but you understand what I mean. Also, the show is brought to you by you and your kind support of our Patreon at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. Until next time, I've been Graham. James is on tech. Matt edits these. Heather gets them online. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.